Welcome to the module on quality management systems. In this modules, we will talk about ISO 9001 2015 and in particular, we will be talking about the objectives, how to set the objectives, what is the meaning of objectives, and how to identify a smart objective within your department. So what are the objectives? Objectives can be general or specific. General objectives are basically you call it as a goals, and specific objectives are called objectives. The general objectives of your study states what you expect to achieve in general terms. Specific objectives break down the general objectives into smaller, logically connected parts that systematically addresses the various aspects of a problem. For example, if you take or if you see your career path, you may be willing to be the owner of a process, you may be willing to be the owner of an organization, owner of a system. So that career path, the end result of your end vision of your career path is what is known as the general objective or the goal of your life. And in order to achieve that goal, you have to have an incremental approach to build your competencies for achieving the goal at the end. So when we are talking about the incremental approach to build the competencies, that means there has to be a systematic, continuous development in the process as well as the level of competencies. You need to set small objectives which are basically called as the SMART objectives, so that the moment you start achieving small objectives, for example, if you want to reach from the ground floor to the first floor, you use ladders, okay, and if you are using a staircase, now the landings of the staircase, if you feel it as an ultimate objective of you being reaching to that level, then each step you cross is basically the SMART objective, and the time taken to complete each step is basically the time taken to multiplying the number of times you have taken, you have stepped to reach the landing is basically the time taken for achieving those goals. So your SMART objectives can be of smaller durations, and goals can be of longer durations. When we talk about the difference between the goal and the objectives, objectives should have targets to achieve, whereas goals can be a general statement. Objectives are associated with the action plan, whereas goals are not having a complete action plan, but can have a piece of action plan which is associated with your objectives. So the number of objectives, the goal is being divided into the number of objectives. Okay. Now, focused or critical activities, objectives are meant for focused or critical activities or the gray areas where you are facing difficulty in achieving the set targets. You set objectives because objectives will give you a focused approach in order to handle those situations, whereas goals are the routine activities or the general activities like reaching office or doing a particular job repetitively a number of times, and so far and so on. Objectives can be singular, but goals can be a list of activities. Objectives must be measurable and tangible, whereas goals may not be strictly measurable or tangible. Objectives needs to be precise action for accomplishment of the specific task. Whether you are achieving the task or not achieving the task is depends upon the action plan you have initiated to get that objective. So if you're not able to achieve the task, then you have to revise your action plan and then try to achieve the task, because unless until you achieve the task, you will not be able to move further. Similarly, goals are the general intentions towards the attainment of something which may be action oriented, which may not be action oriented. Objectives can be precise targets set for a short term, whereas goals can be for a longer time. Now, if you see an example, I want to achieve success in the field of genetic research and do what no one has ever done. So this is a wish list. This is my thought process. So it can be a goal in my life. But if you want to achieve this goal, then the objective has to be, I want to complete a thesis on genetic research within this month, so that at least I will be able to cover up this much of distance in order to reach my final destination. So this is how the objectives and the goals are defined. But generally we end up in defining our goals as an objective. So we have to be careful while defining an objective, and we have to be attentive when we talk about our objectives. Objectives needs to be SMART. So when we say SMART, S stands for specific, M stands for measurable, A stands for attainable, R stands for relevant, and T stands for time bound. So in short, in general terms, if you see, one has to set the objectives for which they should know what is their current level, what is their targeted level, what is the action plan one has to initiate in order to achieve the targeted level, the timelines which is planned to achieve the targeted level, and how do they monitor it, whether it is being monitored on a monthly basis or on a weekly basis or on a daily basis. So this is how the objectives for any particular department needs to be set. Let us have some examples on how to set objectives, which is in line with the ISO requirements, which is they call it objectives needs to be measurable. Coming to planning and monitoring, a clear plan and in-depth monitoring, communicate to all the plan and performance regularly, always check for sufficient resources and efficient outputs, coordinate and support all functionaries at all times for smooth operations, to complete the project well ahead of stipulated time, within budget, within cost, falana, and so on. So all these statements which are being shown as the objectives of the department can never be an objective, because these are the statements, these are the wish list. Objectives are meant for improvement. As previously said, you need to have your objective SMART. It has to be specific, it has to be measurable, it has to be attainable, it has to be time bound and relevant in nature. That means in general terms, your objectives should have the current level, your objectives should have the targeted level, your objectives should have the action plan associated with it in order to achieve the target level, the timeline, the focused timeline by which date or by which time you want to achieve your target level, and then what will be the mode of measurement, or how are you going to monitor that you are able to achieve your objectives or not. So as far as planning and monitoring is concerned, if we say that increasing the productivity of precast segments from 30 segments per month to 49 segments per month by reducing the waste by the end of December 2020 can be an objective for. Why? Because in this particular objective, you are talking about a particular sector, specific sector, that is precast segments. You have your current level, that is a production rate of 30 segments per month. You know what is your targeted level, that is 49 segments per month. So in order to improve your production from 30 segments per month to 49 segments per month, you need to have some action plan. You need to have some planning associated with it. How do you want to do it? What will be your production cycle time? What will be your reinforcement tying time? What will be your shuttering time? What will be your concreting time? And so on and so that. So all the sub activities involved in the process needs to be synchronized in such a way that you are able to set, or you are able to see theoretically that yes, my 30 segments per day can be improved to 49 segments per day. And for doing that, you need to have some action plan which will be associated with this. So then in that case, we can say that yes, this is a SMART objective. So if you see further examples, like in the same department, if you see delay in processing of bills, maybe a client bill, maybe a subcontracting bill, resulting in delay of payments. So if you say simply resulting the delay in processing of client bills resulting in delay of payments. So you want to improve the delay of processing of client bills, which will improve your client payment. So it will be your wish list. It will be like something which is not associated with any targets. But if you want to convert this statement into a smart objective, then you need to say that what is your current level of client billings. Like for example, I say that 75 days after submission of bills, I get the payment. So you want to say that my target level should be 50 days after the submission of the bill. So in order to reduce the 25 days, what should be my action plans? What should be my action plans associated with that bills? What are the checks involved in during the process of bill submissions and after the bill submissions, and how do I improvise on that? So those action plans needs to be stated clearly, and see that on a monthly basis what is my reduction in processing of bills as far as the client is concerned. If it is giving you a trend, a downward trend, that means the action plans which are being pursued by you is in line with the objectives, and you can further work on that in order to further get it closer to your target levels. But in case your current level is 75 and your achieved level is more than that, that means the action plans associated with that particular objective is not in line with the objective, and you need to change your action plans. Similarly, if I say that my current level is 75 days after submission of bills and my target level is 5 days after submission of bills, which is not practicable. So whatever action plan you will be associated with that, you are not going to fulfill this objectives by any time. So whether it is December 2020 or December 2022. So because the basic minimum cycle time one has to give means it has to be given. So you cannot say that I want to make it 0. So these are the things which are one has to consider when setting an objective. Like such objectives needs to be rejected, or such objectives needs to be rejected on the ground that these things are not practicable, and or straight away, in short, we can say this is not a smart objective, so cannot be set as your objective. Similarly, some other examples, like if I say wastage of major construction materials like reinforcement steel in the project sites, I want to have a control on the wastage of major construction materials in the project. So the statement is not an objective. The statement is my wish list. It can be a objective provided you have sufficient data to show that yes, my wastage is so much, and it is becoming a pain. It is becoming a pain, and I want to reduce it from this % to this %. That means you need to have a current level of wastage as far as the reinforcement steel is concerned, and what should be my targeted level as far as the wastage of reinforcement steel is concerned. What is the action plan one has to make, or what is the action plan that one can associate with these activities, so that the wastage can be reduced. So in order to initiate the action plan, you should know what are the areas where the wastage generation is more. So the action plan is basically a study of the current process and the required process, and how are you going to get it. So it sometimes involves the root cause analysis also in the process. So in order to understand that where actually the wastage is more. So unless until you know where the wastage is more, you will not be able to control it, and you will not be able to initiate the action plan. Otherwise all the action plans are of no use. So then based on the action plan, you can decide on the timeline, like whether in order to achieve from 7% to 4%, and if this is the area of concern, then whether I will be able to achieve this action plan with minimum timeline of 6 months, or minimum timeline of 8 months, or minimum timeline of 1 year. And then it can be monitored on a monthly basis, and on every month monitoring, if you see that you are able to reduce your wastage, then well, it is the action plan associated with it is working. If it is not able to achieve, that means your action plans are needs to be changed, and you need to work on some other areas of work. But When we say my current level is 3.5% wastage of major materials, and I want to have a target level of 0% wastage of materials, and I want to achieve this by December 2020. So anything targeted 0, which is not practical or not achievable, because there has to be some data, some quantity associated with it. Maybe it is 0.5% or 0.1%, but it cannot be 0. So whenever we are targeting a value which is not achievable or not reliable or not relevant, then we can say that this objective is not smart and needs to be changed. Coming to stores department, like in stores also, when we see that some objectives are set for the improvement, generally objectives seen in the stores departments are like they write like internal and external customer satisfaction is their objective. Assure a safe material loading and unloading of materials can be an objective. A proper storage and disposal of steel scrap, waste oil, empty drums, etc. is the objective. A disposal of material safety data sheet at locations where cement, chemicals, oils, and lubricants, etc. are stored becomes an objective. Or proper storage of critical items like cement, lubricant, high-speed diesel, oxygen, gas cylinders, paints, and chemicals. So whatever is being written in the list, first of all, objectives cannot be a list. You can have a single objective. When you are writing a list, that means it is basically showing you the responsibility matrix of the department, not the objectives. So each one of these things can be an objective provided it is smart. Smart means specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. So when we say specific, attainable, measurable, relevant, and time bound in common or in general terms, you need to know what is the current level. For example, when you are talking about customer satisfaction, you need to know what is the current level of satisfaction, whether the customers are satisfied with your department or they are not satisfied. You need to have a mechanism to measure the customer satisfaction. Then once you know the current level, then you can set the target level, which is if there is a requirement for improvement, and then in order to improve that, what are the action plans one can take, and what is the time by which you want to achieve these things, and then what will be the mode of measurement. How do you measure it on a monthly basis to see the trend, whether your objectives are achievable or not achievable. So similarly, for all the list of objectives which is being stated are purely a general objectives, because whenever you don't have the current level, you don't have the targeted level, you are not associating any action plan with the objectives and the timelines and the mode of measurements. That means the objectives become the goals of the department. It cannot be an objective. So to set the objective needs to be smart, that is specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. So if you say that reducing the lead time of cement from 45 days to 20 days for north projects by the end of December 2020 can be an objective, because in this particular case you are talking about delivery of the material, which is cement. You are talking about the region area where it is the North Indian projects, and you are also saying that your current level is 45 days and you want to reduce that 45 days to 20 days, because if you are having excess of lead, like say 25 days lead, that means you need to stock 25 days inventory in your storage. So if you are able to reduce the lead time, then your inventories can be reduced, which is having a direct impact on the finance or the block of funds. So this can be an objective, because by achieving this, you are able to improve the process, you are able to increase the profitability, you are able to reduce your storage area, and so on. So some more examples, if you see that availability of spare parts for smooth functioning of a hot mix plant in project sites, anything statement cannot be a smart objective, as we said earlier also, like simply saying availability of spare parts for smooth functioning of hot mix plant in project sites which spare part are we talking about, by what date you want to make them available, whether it is a low cost or a high cost material, whether it is a fast moving material or a slow moving material, whether it is having a lead time of less than the minimum required or more than the minimum required. So all those things needs to be considered. So you don't know what is what. So if you say that for a particular spare, if you are specifying that this particular spare you want to make that spare available, or you want to reduce the lead time of that particular spare, then that becomes an objective. That means, for example, if a particular spare is having a lead time of say 180 days and you want to reduce that lead time of 180 days to 60 days, so what is being done is you can either identify the alternate sources which is nearby, or you can think of alternate mode of transportations without affecting the cost of the materials or without affecting the production of the project teams. So all those actions needs to be identified and make sure that which is the spare which is getting frequently, which needs frequently to be changed. So wear and tear is more in which part of the hot mix plant. So all those things, all those analysis has to come from the plant and equipment department, and they have to demand that for hot mix plant to run smoothly, these are the materials which are going to be damaged at a regular intervals around 1 month or 2 months. So we have to make a minimum stock of these spare parts in order to run the smooth functioning of hot mix plant in the project sites without stoppage, without anything else. But when we say my current level of getting a spare is 180 days, technically speaking, my current level of getting a particular spare is 180 days, and I want to achieve that, or I want to get that material immediately in the project site, so, which is not relevant and though specific, but it is not achievable. So such type of objectives needs to be avoided, because you will never be able to achieve those objectives, and you will not have any improvement in your process. So you have to be wise enough to choose what type of objectives you want to have, so that you can at least improve your process, you can at least improve your competencies in order to make the objective smart, as well as you are working smartly. Coming to survey department, like generally we see that no repetition in survey works till date, and ensure that it won't happen in future also. And second objective, the common objectives what we see is always try to minimize the errors. So these are the things which are basically the views or the wish list of the individuals, or this can be the goal, or the what we say, this can be a general objective. This is your wish list. You want to have it, you will be happy if you have it. But this cannot be an objective, because this is not smart. Why it is not smart? Because it is not specific, it cannot be measurable, it doesn't have any relevance, and there is no time bound also. So what is required is, if you say you try to minimize the errors, what is your current level of errors? Do you have any errors in your process? If you don't have any errors, if you are already at 0, errors cannot be negative. So you are having no other targeted levels to set. So when you don't have a target level to set, then those areas cannot be taken as an objective. So a smart objective should always have a current level, a targeted level, an action plan associated in order to achieve the targeted level, and the timelines, the probable timeline by which you want to achieve the targeted level, and the mode of measurement and the method of monitoring, whatever it is. So if you want to have a smart objective, you can say that I want to reduce the rework in setting out works at jetty locations from say 5% to 2% by the end of December 2020. So that means you have a problem of setting out of works at jetty locations. Your reworking is in the tune of say 5%, means out of 100 you have to repeat the work 5 times. So you want to reduce that rework of 5% to 2%. So that means you have a current level, you have a targeted level, because you want to enhance your process in this way, and then you have your own action plan to make sure that the rework will be as minimum as possible. and you want to see that these objectives can be achieved within 6 months. So as a monitoring process, you can always check that on every month whether you are able to reduce that 5% level to 4.5% or 4.8% or 4%, and based on the trend, you can rest assured, or you can ensure that whatever actions you have anticipated is in line with the objective. And if your 5% is increasing because of the action plans taken by you to 6%, 7%, that means you need to change your action plans. Coming to personnel and administration departments, generally seen objectives are employee satisfaction will be my objective, target to achieve 100% training at project sites. So these are the general terms or the general wish list of the departments. It cannot be an objective at any point of time because it cannot be SMART, because this is specific but it is not measurable. There is no limit, there is no relevance of such objectives, and of course there is no time bound also in this particular objective written. So you are, in general, if you see, you need to say what is your current level as far as employee satisfaction is concerned, whether 20% of the employees are satisfied or 40% of the employees are satisfied or 80% of the employees are satisfied. So if you have your current level as 80% satisfaction, then you want to increase your employee satisfaction from 80% to say 85%. So you have the current level, you have the targeted level, and in order to achieve from current level to target level, you have a set of actions to be taken, and you have a probable time you want to achieve the set targets. And of course the mode of measurement can be monthly in this case when you want to achieve a target of say 6 months or 8 months. But if it is in weeks, then it has to be monitored on a weekly basis. So a SMART objective can be, the other SMART objectives can be like reducing the lead time of mobilization of unskilled workers from 25 days to 10 days for major activities in the project. That means you have a data which shows that you generally require 25 days to mobilize the works, mobilize the workers for the work, and you are targeting to achieve from 25 days, or you want to reduce this lead time of mobilization from 25 days to 10 days. That means you have a current level of 25 days, you have a target level of 10 days, and in order to achieve that from 25 days to 10 days, you definitely need to have some action plan, because the regular action plan which is going on, objectives, see, one thing is sure, that objectives cannot be achieved on their own. It needs to be associated with some action plan whenever you want to have some improvement. So the action plans associated with improvements, if they are resulting in improvement, that means action plans are correct. If the action plan associated with the objectives are not improving the objective, that means the action plans needs to be revised or reworked. Some more examples, if you see, enhancement of employee satisfaction in terms of number of complaints registered per month. So my current level is 5% employees dissatisfaction, and your target level is 1% employee dissatisfaction, and you want to have some action plan like modifying the employee satisfaction programs, and you want to achieve these things by December 2020, and the monitoring or the measurement process is established, and you want to monitor the measurements or the achievements on a monthly basis. So if you put a statement simply saying that I want to enhance my employee satisfaction in terms of number of complaints registered per month, then it will not be an objective, it will not be a SMART objective, because it is basically a goal, it is basically a wish list of the department, because it doesn't give you any data like what is your current level and what is your targeted level. That is the reason you have to convert this general objective into a SMART objective by putting the values associated with it in terms of current level and target levels. But at the same time, if the current level is say 0%, or say employee dissatisfaction is 50%, and you are targeting a 0% employees only, that means the current level is equal to the target level, so there is no scope for improvement. And second case is your current level is 50% employees are dissatisfied, and straight from 50% you want to jump into 0%, which is also not achievable for such a short period of time. So that means the set targets, the timelines, they have some relationship between them and the action plan associated with this. So once they are sync in line with each other, then only the objectives can be told or can be defined as a SMART objective. Otherwise, it has to be a non-SMART objective, and we can say that you cannot have this as a SMART objectives. To summarize this module, we talked about definition of SMART objectives, the difference between the goal and the objective, how one can set a SMART objective for the department, how the general objectives can be modulated or converted into a SMART objective by giving a set of values like what is the current level, what is the targeted level, what are the action plans associated or planned in order to achieve the targeted level, what will be the time frame to achieve the targets, and how the objectives can be measured. So in this particular module, we had taken examples of planning, some examples of planning departments, then stores, survey, and the administration departments, and some typical objectives which is common in the construction industry. In the next module, we will try to focus on some other aspects of ISO 9001:2015 for a better understanding. Till then, thank you.